Okay, now it's recording already. As soon as you hit start new recording, it just starts going. So we're 6, 7, 8 seconds in.
Okay.
I could keep doing this.
Oh, set it right here.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave it.
Here.
Yep. Okay. It should be there. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know where the speaker is. We could be.
Well, here we'll
fucking
pause
with
it. Listen back. Roll
All right.
it back.
There we go.
Pause.
Do we know how to do that?
Zoom. Okay.
All right. Resume. So it sounds great. You're welcome.
All right.
Person listening to this.
So, Kim.
Yeah.
How did you like your second psychic reading?
It was dumb as shit. That was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever fucking done. That she was insane. She said all the same shit to me that she said to you. Every question at one point during this 30-second $20 interaction, which I'm pretty sure was only supposed to be $10 each, and we
Right.
both gave her $20. I didn't say that when we were sitting there, but I think we both paid 20 and we shouldn't have. But I don't remember, and I didn't care at the moment.
We're just like a shyster's dream.
We are.
We're too polite.
We are very... It was politeness. But, I'm glad I listened to some of yours because she literally was saying everything to me that she said to you. And then at one point, I just gave up and started saying yes because I was saying no to everything. And then she's, tried to sell me on an energy cleaning to make this fictitious thing happen. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to think about it. She's like, well, do you want to know how much it is? And I was like, sure, $60. I was like, bet, what does it involve? She's like, I'll give you a crystal and you walk around with that for 3 days. And this thing that has been bothering you that doesn't exist, it's a man who's apparently married or otherwise unavailable that I've been pining after. And it's been back and forth for years now.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, I finally was, she's like, people in your family live long to their 90s? I was like, no, I can't think of a single example. She's like, I see it for you. I see you as married. Are you married? I'm like, no. Oh, you're in a relationship? No. I see you as a mother. How many kids do you have? She said, how many kids do you have? I was like, no, I don't have any. Oh, okay. I see you traveling a lot. Have you recently traveled? No, literally not even out of my house for the last month. I'm not giving her anything. I'm just saying no. And then she finally invented this man who's married, older than me, and I'm attracted to him because of some lack of trust in my past. But after 3 days, he's apparently going to get divorced, and we are going to be in love because I'm destined to be with my soulmate, which is what she told you. Except my aura is white and yours is purple. That was dumb.
You should never accept crystals from
No.
people.
No.
Because what they do is they fucking curse them. And they use them to steal your energy.
I remember you heard that
Right?
one story.
I heard that
and
one
it has
story.
just-
And it really
that
stuck with me.
really
Because
did.
that makes
It doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? So you
Just
keep
do-
coming back to them?
No.
You sold me a shitty cursed
You
crystal. Why would I go back to you
No,
for it?
no. It's not for business.
I'm
It's
going
for your
back to-
energy. To take your shit.
Oh, they use my energy?
Yeah.
Oh. She didn't look like she was using a lot of energy.
Yo.
She was not putting any energy into
The
anything.
best part was how it started.
Yes.
I sat down. One of her flyers had fallen on the ground.
She
It
asked you to
must
pick
have
it up.
been there. I got the vibe that it had been there for hours.
Oh, really? You didn't knock that over?
No, I did not knock that over. Did you see me knock it over?
No, I didn't.
I don't-
I wasn't paying attention to the garbage on the floor.
I did not knock
'Cause
it over.
we were at an outlet mall. Outdoors.
Yeah, so the big
This
takeaway.
this was a booth.
The big
Not a booth,
takeaway
what do they
is
call them? A stand.
don't
At the
a
outlet mall.
kiosk.
A kiosk. That's what it is. A kiosk.
Do not get your fortune read at the kiosk
At
in
the
the
outlet
outlet
mall.
mall.
The $10 psychic who's going to offer you a
But-
discount, but
I
actually
swear-
upsell you on a lesser product.
I swear that flyer was sitting on the ground well before we got there. And when I sat down, she was like, "Can you get that for me?"
Yes.
It was halfway between us.
Mm-hmm.
It was in between her and me.
If she had literally just leaned forward a few inches,
She-
she would have been able to pick it up.
She refused to bend at the waist to pick up that flyer. She was, this is the story I'm telling myself. She was just waiting for the next person to sit down, and she's like, I'll have them pick that up. It was the most bonkers thing I've ever seen.
It,
Yeah, I guess I'll pick this thing up for you. Even though we're halfway in between each other. And
I
it's right
assumed
there.
that she only asked you because she had either knocked it over or you had knocked it over, but also she handed it to me. But,
Well, she didn't hand me anything. I feel like we get this a
she
lot.
didn't try to upsell you on anything, did she?
No.
It's because I kept saying no. Or, I don't know, maybe I seemed like more of a sucker because she could tell that at some point I gave up and she started saying yes. I was like, yeah. She's like, he has dark hair, right? I'm like, yep.
Absolutely.
Like, she asked me specifically, like, he's been texting you a lot lately, like, within the last 3 days. And I was like, yeah. No man has texted me in the last 3 days.
He really has.
No, like, nothing with a penis has texted me in 3 days. Not my brother, my dad, like, there's nobody.
Yeah. I wonder if it would have been any different.
No.
If it was at her house.
Absolutely not.
You don't think so?
No. No.
I mean, she was just relaxing. Just waiting for people to come by. Giving them the same shit.
Yeah, she literally said almost verbatim, I see that you are meant to be with your soulmate. Who do you have in your life for love? Like, it was a script that she uses. No, this was the classic, if you're even a little skeptical about a psychic, like, what it would be. She did not put on any airs. She didn't talk about, like, at least the lady with the balls was like, I've been doing this for years. I would go back to her, even though she wasn't any more accurate.
Yeah.
Mine was bizarre. It was everything she was saying. I was just like, no.
Not
No,
that.
I haven't traveled. No, I don't have any kids. No, I'm not married. She did say, I see you, like, owning your own business.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. She was like, it's meant to be successful. You used to work really hard for not that much money, but this is meant to be successful. I was like,
We'll take that.
I won't take anything from you. Now I feel like
No, it won't start my business
like, I
because
definitely,
of this interaction.
Clearly a sign I shouldn't. But so I kind of went in and out of yours, Jordan. Tell me about what your experience was.
You know, I have to play back the first psychic reading that we did because I feel like the number 23 showed up in mine, but now I can't remember. She told me. She was like, 23 is a special thing. The 23rd. Something's happening on the 23rd, which is not too far from now.
No.
So we'll see. I'll mark
my
it down
date was
on my
October
computer.
7th. Yeah, I'm going to write it down.
Yeah, right? You got to write. If someone gives you specifics like that, you gotta
October
write it down.
7th. Yeah, yours was August 23rd.
August 23rd. And the other thing she said,
Okay. Oh, that's really far away.
I asked her my question.
What was your question?
My question was, my work is fine. I don't love it, but I don't think it's like, I want to maybe think about looking for something that is more fulfilling. What should I focus on?
Oh, good question.
And she did not answer it. But what she did say is, I see you staying where you are for now. You're getting a promotion soon, more money. And then after that, and I think she maybe said like a date or a year, like after this time is when you start like looking for something more fulfilling. But she said that, which we just found out because we re-listened to our last episode about our last psychic
your promotion's
reading.
coming.
My
You're
promotion's
getting a promotion coming.
Maybe I'm getting a promotion. I have.
You fucking better.
Haven't been working very hard for it, but that would be great.
You are
that would be
invaluable to their
exactly
team.
right. Like
That's true. Right when you're slacking off, they're like, you know what, Jordan, it's about time.
Yep. You've
been
really proved yourself.
Working tirelessly for decades.
I feel like that's how it would go.
And then you'd feel bad.
Right? But
Just
I'd
'cause
take
you-
it.
And
I
you
wouldn't
probably
feel that
work
bad.
extra hard. Well, obviously you're gonna.
Yeah.
No,
And then
you're
I
not gonna
would
feel
work.
so
And then I
bad.
would work more.
You
Yeah.
don't take money. I feel too bad for money.
Yeah. No.
I don't.
Actually, employer, I don't deserve this. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
never happening. That's exactly what I deserve.
I feel like that's something I met people that I could I wouldn't put it past them. It's mostly women.
Maybe. I would never do that because I would never want to admit that, like, I wasn't doing my best.
I've never been given a promotion before, so I don't know how I'll react.
I don't know if I've ever been given an official promotion. I've been given raises,
Yeah.
but I've never been promoted from, like, one position to another.
Especially, like, a position of authority over, like, my old job. That's never happened. Or
Yeah,
even come
right?
close. Yeah, informally, I've been
moved.
designated to, like, cover a supervisor.
Right.
Like, okay,
Yeah, you've
Laura
been
did
given...
that.
I've never gotten more responsibility. But that's because of the jobs that I've worked. We really haven't had that many jobs.
I didn't care for having the responsibility because I don't like compelling people to do their jobs.
Yeah, or being responsible for them not doing their jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, this idiot is refusing to do their job, so let me just do it for them because I know they're going to fuck it up anyway. But also, I should yell at this idiot because they're not allowed to, like, not do the job that I'm telling them to do.
And no one's going to yell at anyone. I would never yell at
No,
anyone.
she was just like, no, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. And it was like a Friday afternoon, like, going out on a case. And another supervisor was like, the fuck you are? Like, no, you need to tell her she needs to go. Like,
I'd rather not deal with the
Yeah.
like
And she was like,
confrontation.
do you want me to do it? I was like, if you could. And then I closed the door on my office.
Because I
And she
also
did.
want to leave.
Shout out, Kate. Thanks for covering my ass. And not making me ask her to do it. She, like, looked at me and knew I wanted her to ask that. But that job was all about confrontation, which is weird.
So,
Just couldn't do it with this girl.
with
think
like your
she's
coworkers.
Right, like, we're peers 99.9% of the time, but, like, this, now I'm like, I don't care that it's Friday afternoon, like, you have to do this shitty part of our job. Oh, wait, I meant to write this down. What should I write it down as? Because Magic Psychic J is the first thing that comes to mind.
Yeah, psychic exclamation point.
No, that'll...
You won't remember?
I'll be like, did I schedule a psychic appointment? And I'll just show up like, I'm supposed to be here, right?
This day is special.
Yeah, I'm going to say Magic Psychic Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because that will somehow...
It's the first thing that came to mind, so I'll remember. All right, maybe I'll go somewhere or something. I have been meaning to go somewhere.
Well, what'd she say about it? She was just like, it's a special day.
Something significant is going to happen.
On this day. Okay.
Because my lucky number is 7.
But it's like October.
She kept saying October 7th is
Like,
a really
that's
significant
specific.
day.
And
Right.
she said August 23rd. It was like, that's very soon.
psychic?
S-Y-C-H?
P.
P.
Psychic? No.
I don't know. I know it starts with a P.
Oh, if I spell it wrong, it's going to bum me out.
P-S-Y-C-H-I-C. Yeah, that's it.
Look at me. Okay.
Yeah. What did she say? Carlos has something coming up in September.
Oh, does he?
But he doesn't. Nothing's happening in September.
No. August 23rd is a Wednesday. It's the Wednesday after your birthday.
Okay. I won't remember that.
I'll make a note of it.
Send me a text.
Hoba Magic Psychic Day. I will.
So there we go.
Yeah, that was the extent of it. That was $20.
Yeah, that was not worth it.
And we were there for maybe 10 minutes
Yeah.
all together between the two of us.
Yeah,
maybe
the two
that.
of us.
And she even told you to put your hand away. Like, she glanced at our
Yep.
palms and called it a palm reading. And all she said was, I see a long lifeline.
the lifeline, right? She
And I
didn't say
told her,
anything
like-
else.
No, I don't think any of my relatives have lived into their 90s. None of them. They all die young. All of them.
Did she say to you, she's like, I see, like, the last couple weeks, like, you've had you've been sluggish or whatever. I wonder if you say that to enough people are like, yes. Like, everyone has,
I'm
the
sure.
last 2 weeks of everyone's life, forever into eternity.
You could say, like,
You're like,
have they been stressful or rough for you?
yeah, and you're like, yeah, actually,
They
have
have.
been,
But they haven't.
right?
No, she said the last, like, month or so, she's like, your aura is white, and that signifies, like, a healing process. Like, healing's on its way. I was like, no. She's like, did you injure yourself, like, your back? And I was like, I did months and months ago, but I didn't tell her, like, I've been sick, and I'm
Right.
starting to feel better. She was just like, I see your back getting better. But, like, also, I'm sitting here relatively petite and have enormous breasts.
Well, I don't know.
The
if
likelihood
she's, like, getting into all
and
that.
gray hairs. Like, you can look at me and go, your back probably hurts sometimes.
I wouldn't-
You're overweight.
I wouldn't give her that much. I doubt that she's doing any kind of profiling.
That's true.
I think she's just saying things. Like, just saying
She did
anything.
make $40 in 5 minutes off of us.
Yep.
And didn't do a goddamn thing. She didn't even bend over to pick that thing up.
I don't know. I don't know how you find your psychic.
I don't
Like,
think there is like a here's your psychic.
there are people
Like,
who have
people who have-
psychics, though.
Yeah, but I
But
feel
they're
like
probably
it's
nut jobs. The people who have psychics, are they kind
Well,
of crazy?
Did you ever watch The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel?
Parts of it.
It's a wonderful show.
I love
Everyone
it.
should watch it.
I love it.
But her mom goes to see a psychic.
Okay. I
On a
don't
regular
remember that
basis?
part. That's what I'm saying.
But it's basically a therapy session. They just do
Right.
the cards, and she's like, oh,
But
I
maybe
see that
that's
you're
what-
stressed out.
That's what I.
We should do a
is that
tarot
what
reading.
We want? Yeah, let's do a tarot reading. I haven't done. You know, here's what I'm finding.
I still do it all the time. Tarot cards are my favorite.
I go through seasons in my life where I am able to access the mystical. I'm able to focus my energy on the mystical side of life a lot more than other times in life.
You're open to it or you're not.
Yep.
I feel like it comes and it goes.
And I have not been there for like the last year easily, if not longer.
I have a little bit,
there.
but not very strong. Not as strong as it has been.
Right?
There has been a little bit of a disconnect.
And it does feel like there's something missing. Like, I just feel like things have been going quickly.
Yeah.
And
it takes like time and grounding and centering.
Yeah. You have to work at it, I think.
I think so,
does
too.
it just happen and you just happen to be in a different place in your life? I don't know.
Both, maybe? Like sometimes the universe is like, all right, bitch, it's time.
Right?
You got to like pay attention to the numbers around you and the universe nudges you. But also if you're not open to it, you might not hear it.
I also know that fall and winter
Yes.
are so much better for me to be able to access that part of myself.
Yeah, summer doesn't.
Summer is nuts. Summer is not. First, here's what I figured out about summer as a mom.
Yeah.
Or maybe as an adult. You tell me.
No, it's not the same at all. Having children is.
My muscle memory for summer, it's ingrained in me. It's like, oh, summertime. Time to relax. Time to kick back.
Oh.
School's out.
Oh, I lost that a long time ago. You still feel it?
I still feel it. I'm like, summer's
Oh.
coming. It's time to settle down. Like, we don't have to be here, be there. We don't have to do all the running around. Our time is ours.
But it's more. It's worse.
It's
'Cause the kids
so
are in
much
school.
more. It's
You have to entertain
so
them,
much more.
right?
I have to entertain them.
They're probably bored. All my therapy kids are complain about how boring summer is.
Like I love summer. I don't remember summer being boring for me.
And did you go to camps and shit? Like I went to camp like for a week at Vacation Bible School and my daycare.
Exactly.
And
I
that
went
was
to
about it.
some camps.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but summer is a totally different thing. I don't know if it's a now versus then thing or just being a parent versus being a kid in summer. Obviously, that's a big difference.
Yeah, I think so.
But also, there is a now versus then. Like,
Summer used to be cool.
summer used to be, I would sit and watch TV all day long, and then I would go outside and do whatever it was that I was going to do.
Yeah, because your parents were at work too.
The parents were at work. I had no...
But nowadays it's different. Like you can't leave kids like that anymore.
You
People get
can't,
upset.
and they can't watch screen all day because
No.
it's just screen time is this
Oh
whole
my
thing.
god, my mom would joke like the TV's my best babysitter. Like
Right.
you'll sit there for hours.
They
Like,
would
this is
sit there
great.
for hours.
Yeah,
And also 5 playgrounds in spitting distance of my house.
that's true.
And I allow them to go to none of them unless I'm accompanying them.
Yeah,
They have to ask me to go to the stop sign less than a block away. What's
That's
going?
fair though.
It's nuts.
But you live by a major road. I think if it was,
I don't know.
like back at like your
Maybe.
mom's house in a cul-de-sac where there's not a
Yeah.
lot of traffic,
yeah,
it would be different.
it is.
But
different.
you live by like some major fucking roads where people fly
It's a
through them.
massive neighborhood.
That's when I take them to the park and stuff outside. That's my concern is people just flying in and down the road and them being kids and absent-mindedly.
Yeah.
I don't know, the traffic threat.
I would let Javi go,
Not
but I
necessarily
can't let
kidnappers.
him go without his brothers. And I would even let Javi and Max go. Donovan's not old enough. I can't expect Javi to watch him.
No,
That's not
well,
appropriate.
Javi wouldn't have fun. He would do it, but
And
he
Donovan doesn't listen very well, right? So if he's not listening to
He's
me,
just too
he's
little.
definitely not listening to Javi's.
Right.
Whatever. I don't know. It's insane.
different.
Summer's insane.
And the world's different. People are gross.
I don't know.
Did
I was
they
talking
dig
to
Earther?
someone about that. When you look at the statistics of child abductions and things,
It's not going to happen at a park.
right? Like
Carlos is going to get mad at you and steal them and
yeah,
drive to California or
that's
something.
that's who abducts kids in
Right.
the United States. It's their parents.
Oh, and that's the people who abuse them. Who
Who
like
pimp
it's all
them out and
who know
yeah.
them. Yes.
Yeah, in different countries it's different, but here
I hope not.
I don't know. That's all the stories I hear when I watch all this crazy.
Oh.
That's the problem.
All I watch
I'm
is
watching
Caitlyn.
too much crazy shit.
I looked at her flyer and it said, "Ask one question free." So that wasn't a deal.
Not a deal.
She reunites lovers.
Interesting. I wonder if that's like a potion or
Available
something.
for parties and group gatherings. That would be a fun thing to have at a party.
People do that a lot.
That's kind of cute.
But I wouldn't use her.
100% accurate psychic advisor.
She said 100% accurate psychic advisor.
Yes, ma'am. Right on the flyer.
Wow. I feel like you should have to pass some kind of test for that to go on your flyer.
This had to be on the ground. Look, there's this is the one that was on the ground.
I can't believe she made me pick that up.
She
Like,
didn't.
I am
want to.
shocked.
She asked you, and you
She
agreed.
asked me. Yeah. Like, I'm shocked that she asked me. Like,
I am too. I really would think you would only ask somebody that if you had just knocked it over or she had just knocked it over.
even if they knocked it over, I wouldn't ask them
That's
to
true.
pick it up.
You'd be like, like, of
Right.
course, because you're the customer.
Like, or some, like,
This
or
is
just
your-
not mention it.
True.
You know? Like,
Anyway.
whatever. Who gives a shit?
Oh. She's like a Starbucks, which I think is weird.
Right? We want to go to a fucking house in the woods.
That's what we're looking for.
It would have
Look at
been.
the theatrics of it.
It would have been different at her house. I don't know if what she said would have been different, but the vibe would have been very different. Do not,
True.
fellow Woo.ish people,
Yeah.
whatever. We have
Yes.
to come up with a fun name for our
For our
groupies.
Our moms?
our woos. That's what it is. No, right? Our woos. My woe to woo. Anyways,
People-
don't get
Don't.
your fortune read in the outlet mall,
No. Not even in it.
around the
At
outlet mall, at the outlets. It's not the place to do it.
No.
Not a very intimate setting. Everyone's
Especially I was,
walking by.
awkwardly hanging around during yours.
Right.
Because I wanted to record it too.
Yeah.
She's doing as good of a psychic reading as I could do right now on the spot. Okay, so let me look at your palm. Ooh, I see that lifeline because it's the only line I can think of.
It's the only
It's
one
really
she talked
long.
about. Let me see your
It's
lifeline. They always look the fucking
one is
same.
it?
I think it's the curved one.
Oh.
Your palm reading
Oh,
has
right
to
one.
get real specific.
I don't know. Right? It talks about the lines coming off of the
Oh,
lines.
look, your hands are weird.
My hands are weird. Your hands are weird.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but they're so different. Look at our hands.
Aw, our hands are really different.
All right,
Maybe
we
that's why
gotta
palm reading is a thing.
we
Let's
gotta
go get a real
learn
one.
more about palm reading.
We do. I would like that. Would be fun. That's a fun party trick.
There we go.
Cleansing.
Yeah, cleansing that whack ass psychic
Yeah.
reading. You know what was pretty funny? The juxtaposition of getting that psychic reading at the outlet mall and then walking by the Bath and Bodyworks and having a more spiritual
Yes.
experience
That was
in the
wonderful.
Bath and Body
That
Works
was
with
so
all the
fun.
Halloween decorations that were out.
Fun. And all the beautiful smells
Like, that's what we need.
and the fun toys.
That's what we need from our psychic readings.
Air
We need some
conditioning.
kitsch. We need some,
We like the theatrics
Yeah,
of it. I want
yeah.
the lights to be down.
I want you
to
to
be wearing a
have
turban
a-
or something.
yeah, like a- I mean,
Some
that
sort
would
of
be-
scarf
a scarf with some bells. Okay.
or something.
Like this bitch on her flyer.
Yes, the lady
Who
exactly.
has a scarf and a
That's what I
crystal
pictured.
ball. That's not what she was.
Her
That's
crystal
false
ball,
advertising.
The Bath and Body Works crystal
Bath and
ball
Body
was
Works had a
significantly better than hers.
dope
Hers didn't
crystal
even light
ball.
up.
Yep.
All right, Jordan, you want to ask?
Yeah.
You
I
shuffle
rolled
it too.
through a little. Are we asking, what kind of reading are we doing? Just like a one card?
Let's just see where the cards take us. 3 cards.
Because I feel like
Usually,
it'll help me to determine what question I'm
we need
going
like a
to ask.
story. Of
All
what
right,
the cards
so
are telling us.
here's what's going on in our life right now. Tarot deck and Miss Kim, Psychic Kim.
Yeah. What's going on? What question do you have for me?
We are actually coming up. I feel like our life is shifting quickly all the time because we're always adding new people, which is like a huge thing. And then those people are growing very quickly.
They
and
are
it's
growing
wild.
really quickly.
And
It is.
so every moment
crazy.
is just different than the last. So
Right, I feel like from month to month almost.
yeah, so what we got going on right now is baby is 18 months. She's coming up on potty training. Like,
Yeah.
she's getting older. The boys are going back to school, so we're gonna have three
Three in school
full
full-time.
time, which is new.
And then once she's potty trained, can she go to daycare?
She can go to daycare. So
Okay.
what we're talking about is Carlos going back to work
Instead of staying home with the kids.
instead of staying home with Bianca come the beginning of the year. She turns 2 in March, so we're like, the goal is for sure by March, but start looking in January.
Start going to work?
Yep. In January, start.
Do you have a daycare picked out?
No, but
Okay.
we have to do that. That
Blah.
That
That's
is
a lot of big changes.
it's a massive change from the way we've been living our life for the last 6 years.
At least.
And neither of us are looking forward to it. He is, he has this whole added layer of being out of the workforce for a very long time.
Right. Staying at home with kids
Staying
does not
at
count
home
as
with
work
kids and not being around other adults and like doing that whole fake, like putting on this whole persona,
having your representative
to be
out.
in work. Yep.
Right, customer service boy,
Going
boss
back-
laughing. Yeah.
Going back to work is hard in and
I
of itself,
imagine.
just for the sheer fact of like not having done it for a while and then having
Right.
to get back into it.
I'm sure.
Looking for a job is hard, so he has this whole added layer. But then also,
Yeah, that's really
as
stressful.
a family, our life is going to get really chaotic. It feels like we're not going to see each other very much. It's going to be driving to and from
a
daycare.
lot of driving. That's what I'm picturing.
It's
yeah,
gonna
just
be
a lot of like ships in the night kind of stuff.
Daycare, it's going to be paying for it. Like the money's going to be a little wild.
Right.
But we'll have more income coming in, which is the whole point, right? That's
Exactly.
the only reason we're doing this, is to have more income coming in. And
That's what I'm wondering about the daycare thing.
but so it's going to be daycare. It's going to be
So expensive
before
in
and
this
after
area.
school care for 3 kids. It's going to be summer camp all summer long.
That literally put a knot in my stomach just now. Like, I can't fathom how much that's going to be.
It's going to cost
You
a
might
lot.
as well buy another house and just lock them in there for the day.
It'll stop costing so much in coming years.
As they get older, right?
As they get older, Javi will not go to summer camp. Bianca will go to school and not be in daycare.
He's allowed to be home alone
Like-
when he's 8.
All this stuff will start happening,
Yeah.
but it isn't going to happen right away.
No.
Having him home, having a parent home, whoever it is,
Right.
It-
It simplifies things so much. I didn't
simplifies
kind of
things.
realize.
You have time together, you have a life together. When you have 2 people working outside of the home, working different hours, commuting, your kids are
on different
not just in
schedules.
school, they're also like, you're paying for all this extra care because you can't be there to pick them up when school lets out or drop them off when school lets in.
Right.
And the reason we're doing this is we want to get a different house.
Yeah. It's time. You guys
That's
have kind
the
of
point.
outgrown that.
We
You bought it
cannot
just the two
stand
of
our
you.
neighbors. Like, that's
God.
really what it is.
And they're fucking crazy.
We
I don't know.
can't
You've
lose.
lasted that long in that house with
It-
all the police. Like, it.
The mice.
Mice.
We
That's
have
what it
fucking
was.
mice, and they just came back. They've
Did
been
they really?
gone for the summer, and now it's starting to get cold at night, and
So
so
they're
we
coming
just
back
started
in.
finding them again.
Fuck.
And I was telling you this earlier. I would prefer to sit with someone who's smoking a cigarette. Like, I've smoked cigarettes. I
Yeah.
love smoking cigarettes. I love people who smoke cigarettes and like being with them.
You
Like,
never minded it. Yeah.
it's a nostalgic thing for
Me too, though. I feel the same way about cigarette smoking. I'll never get to a point where it grosses me out because it reminds me of my parents growing up.
But
both
you
of
know
them
what?
reeked of cigarettes.
You know what is the worst? Is smelling it secondhand, stale ass cigarettes from your neighbors next door who smoke in their house, and then it wafts in through your house throughout the day.
Ew, through the vents.
Through the vents.
No.
And it's
That's-
like, so here's the best way to describe it. You know when you get on the elevator after someone who
Yep.
who has smoked a
Stale.
cigarette, it's stale.
stale.
It's not the same.
And coming through the vents in your house. Like, it's one thing to walk into it on an elevator. You're like, this is unpleasant. If it was coming through my vents, I'd be furious.
It's like, I would rather just them come into my house and smoke cigarettes
Right,
than
at
have
least
to
give me
deal
one.
with it secondhand through
they
our
smoke
vents.
in the house?
Yes.
Don't they have
And
kids and animals and stuff?
yeah, they don't.
They're gross.
It's upsetting, and they're not the only ones. We've had a
And they
slew
weren't-
of terrible
Right,
neighbors.
because the landlord is bad at picking
The
tenants.
landlord's bad at picking tenants, and
So
we're
there's
just
no end in
tired.
sight.
We want more yard for the boys. We want
It'd be nice if you
Big-
didn't live on a busy road.
big aspirations, right,
Right,
for
me
this
too.
house, but we need to have 2 incomes to do it.
Right, exactly.
It's just impossible to do it otherwise.
In Maryland, fuck yeah, it is. Anywhere, Frederick County's becoming just as bad as Montgomery.
So
Is that you're gonna stay in Frederick County?
I don't know. There's so
Well, that
many
factors
big,
into where I buy my house.
So it's like the school. We like the school that they're at.
No.
Cards. What I guess I'm asking is, where do we go from here? What does this next year to 2 years
What do you need
look
to
like?
know going into this?
Yeah, what do I need to know?
What's it going to look like? What's the best thing to do?
What should I do? How can I best approach this?
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Let's see it.
All right, spirit guides, spirit group. All right. First card is the Hanged Man, which I'm pretty sure is you're kind of stuck, but you're okay with it. All right, sacrifice, release, and martyrdom. Though the Hanged Man is swinging upside down, the serenity of his expression seems to communicate that he is doing this of his own free will. The Hanged Man understands the value of self-sacrifice. One must take a step backward to move ahead. And then the lesson is, awakenings cannot be forced, but we can be open to them when their time comes. So maybe something will just be open to it, and the universe will kind of force your hand in one direction or another.
Yeah, I do wonder if
And you've been sacrificing a lot.
I tend to think things to death, and I wonder if
That's it too.
Like-
It feels good to overthink it because it feels productive.
let's see. His right foot is bound to the branches, but his left foot remains free. He's holding his hands behind his back.
And he's got like a halo around his head.
He's wearing red pants.
Red pants and a green shirt. He's got white hair, if anyone's interested. He looks like a Caucasian gentleman.
His intellect is symbolized by the yellow color of his shoes, obviously.
Oh, yellow shoes.
Smart guy.
Who knew? That's usually what I think when I see yellow shoes, too.
All right, so I think this is what you said. The Hangman understands that his position is a sacrifice
Yeah.
that he needed to make in order to progress forward. There you go.
Okay, so you've been making some sacrifice. Or
Well,
Carlos
or
has
this-
been making some sacrifices.
This is, or what's coming up is a sacrifice.
Right.
In order to progress forward.
Either way.
But it feels like maybe it will move us forward in the direction that we want to be.
Right. You're serene about it. And it's smart.
The time he spends here will not be wasted.
Okay.
He does this as part of his progression forward. His upside down state can also symbolize the feeling of those that walk a spiritual path, for they see the world differently. I'm taking this more literally.
See, I'm feeling like it's Carlos staying home with the kids for the last like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, you're like looking back?
Yeah, like what got you to this place?
Yep.
That's usually what the 3 card is.
Okay,
Past,
we're
present,
doing a
and
3
future.
card. I didn't know. I didn't know we were doing
You didn't know?
3
Well,
cards.
no, the cards are going to tell us what we're doing.
But I think
The cards in the
we're
labyrinth
going to pick
app.
3.
Hey.
Along with the app.
And then I'm going to read your palm. Show me your palm briefly.
You can put that away now.
Yeah.
Particular need to suspend certain action. As a
Oh, maybe
result,
you just need to wait.
this might indicate a certain period of indecision.
Hey,
That's
nailed it.
Right?
Already 100% accurate.
Even though I also feel like that could be that there. I have so much skepticism. I'm like that could be applied
Bordering
to
on
any
hostility.
situation.
You tell me.
Bordering on
How many
hostility.
times
Exactly right.
We're incredibly defensive for people we are seeking out.
Right?
And how many?
But I
every
think-
psychic we've gone to, though, our first attempt was thwarted in some way.
Yeah, and because they're a very wishy-washy group of people.
Yeah, they are.
They're shysters.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, like
Sticky.
they really can be.
So our experience with psychics is turning us off to psychics. Like if someone like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed came to you, like, should I go see a psychic? Like, oh, we have so much advice.
Like I feel we need to open ourselves up
Hi, baby.
to us like a good psychic. Like we gotta put that out in the universe.
We're gonna find her. Or
Somebody's
she's gonna
come
find
to us and say, "I found a psychic.
Like a modeling
you should go
scout at
see
the
her."
mall.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just gonna see us and go,
That moment.
you need me.
Time to reflect on making a critical decision. Hold on.
Oh,
All right. This means that certain actions or decisions which need to be properly implemented are likely to be postponed. even if there is an urgency to act at this particular moment. In fact, it would be ultimately the best if you are capable of stalling certain actions in order to ensure that you have more time to reflect on making critical decisions.
So, okay, I feel like job search takes a long time, and you guys finding a daycare is going to take a long time. So this decision is going to be delayed until
there is no rush,
like, beyond your control. Yeah, there is no
the rush. And Carlos and I were talking about this. We could stay where we are and keep doing what we're doing, and everything be good, except for the fact that we are so we just are so dismayed by our neighbors.
Fair.
They really.
Honestly, it took you so long to get to this place. I would have been at this place 4 years ago.
It feels so urgent to get out of there. Every time we see
That's
them.
how I feel.
Every time we see them, we're just like, ugh. And we see them all the time. They're our neighbors. They're connected to us.
Wait, you're in a duplex. I didn't even realize you guys share like a vending system, but of course you do. Of course you do. Duh.
So, we'll see.
And they're awful.
Yep.
That's bananas.
And smoke weed all day.
That's fine.
And but it wafts into our house.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
you just cleaned your house.
Like
it
it's
smells
just
nice and it's fresh. And then cigarettes.
I feel like I have a fucking stick up my ass, but it's so frustrating.
That's how I feel too.
To have your house be
invaded,
and it's not your choice,
right? And you have no control over it. You can say whatever you want to them, but it's not going to change anything. Yeah. It's like you have to come to a place of acceptance, and I don't want to accept.
And the mice,
the mice is bananas.
The mice is where I draw the fucking line.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna burn your side of the house down.
So
I can't.
Anyways, what else? Let's lay out another one.
We've
Let's see.
Explored the first card.
Yep.
All right. Next one is the Hierophant, which is like tradition, I think.
Okay.
All right.
Here, how the fuck do you spell?
Yeah, tradition, conformity, morality, and ethics. Look, see? I'm learning.
You're learning.
I am. I'm going to be able to do this without an app soon. Well, not soon, because I've been doing this for years, and this is still where we're at.
So, Carlos and I are doing something that is outside of the norm.
No, you're outside of the norm right now. With
right,
him
that's
staying
what I'm
home
saying.
and you working?
Him staying home and me working is definitely, it's not usual. And if we do want to get out of the spot we're in, get to a new place, like, we both are gonna have to work, and that sucks. Like, and it does. The work part doesn't suck. It's the fact that we're both gonna have to be outside of our house,
right?
Away from our kids,
right?
It's just our time is going to be cut so drastically together as a family,
right? Exactly. That's what sucks about it,
and
it sucks that it's necessary. It sucks that it can't just stay like this. Or that you guys can't, like, take turns staying home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool.
We're spending the money that I make.
That sounds right.
And
you're the sole source of income for a family of 6. That makes sense.
So, okay. All right, let's lay one more.
Okay.
And then...
Yeah, the Hierophant, is tradition, conformity, morality, and ethics. Just a return to tradition. Which I feel like at this point, you can say about 2 working parents. So, Queen of Swords. So swords is like action, energy, but it can be bad. Queen is usually like the feminine embodiment of it. So complexity, perceptive, clear-mindedness. A woman of immense complexity, sometimes considered cold-hearted, but also sharp of mind and wit, independent and possessing great powers of organization and analysis. And the card's lesson is, I accept that wisdom can come at an emotional cost. So swords is intellect, logic, communication, conflict, and analysis. And queens represent internally focused counterpart to the king, whatever king focuses outward. She embodies and masters the energy of her suit. So you have mastered intellect, logic, communication, conflict, and analysis. Or some woman in your life, like some magic, like Mary Poppins nanny is going to come in and work for free.
I was going to say, this
I
that
took
I'm
that to a
reading
weird
is
place.
very specific. Like,
Is it?
So
Let's
it
hear
says, in a general context, and this doesn't feel general at all.
Okay.
A Queen of Swords can represent an older woman in your life who will step in when you are vulnerable
Is it me?
and protect you or help you to overcome a problem.
Wow, that is.
That's like in
That's
general,
incredibly
some random older woman is
woman
going to step into your
who's
life
very caring
and protect you. Like that's a. I would love to know.
I feel like I'm the only.
In general, I can see that happening.
I'm the only older woman that would step into your life.
I don't know. Like
Who?
my mom?
No.
Like
Your mom's not gonna step in.
yeah. Like if my grandma was alive, I'd be like,
Yes,
dope.
that was
Grandma.
my first thought.
I'm about to move in with my grandma.
It's
y'all.
Bobby Brandon.
Like, we're all about to move in.
Aw, I miss having that option. I always knew, like, if I ended up homeless, like Jordan's grandma would probably let me stay there for a while.
It's a pretty wild thing to
Yeah.
have that kind of safety net.
It is.
I never thought of it.
I'm not even part of
in
your family,
any
but I
kind
know
of
she
way
would.
until she left, and I was like,
She
"Wow,
loves you so
we
much.
lost something pretty unbelievable that hardly any other people get."
It is rare.
A place that you can, no
Anybody.
matter what,
Yeah, you
under
can just
any
and
circumstances.
No rent, no expectations.
Here's a place to
all
come
are
stay.
welcome.
No
Please
questions
come.
asked.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure I just moved into my grandma's house one night without calling her.
Probably.
Like, my ex and I got in a fight, and I packed up half my shit. I was like, I'm done.
That
And
makes
I
sense.
I just showed up at grandma's house with boxes.
I don't know.
I
Okay.
would love to find some benevolent old lady with a protective
let
vibe
me
to
live
just
with you.
solve this problem.
Maybe she
for
lives at your
us. So it can also represent open-mindedness and self-reliance. That's the opposite of what we were saying.
Yeah. Someone's going to swoop in and save you, or
it's
you're going to be incredibly
self-reliance.
self-reliant. And keep going.
Until we get the whole
I'm
story.
going to keep eating on this podcast. Ooh, next one is 5 of Cups, and it looks bleak.
It does.
It's a man with his, like, back
He's wearing like a
to the
long
front of the
cloak.
picture. Yeah, like a black cloak. And, 3 cups are turned over. 2 are open. So this one is a warning to not focus on what you don't have or something you lost, because you're forgetting about the 2 cups that are up.
Look at you.
I bet I'm right.
Interpretation. This card can carry a meaning of dejection, disappointment, sorrow over past events.
Yeah.
It can also represent a blindness to good in a given situation.
Hey.
So let's see. Let's dive in here, people.
I'm going to say,
I like this.
what is that?
How many negative emotions can one card represent?
Yep. All of them.
Quite a few in the case of the 5 of Cups. Sadness, loneliness, loss, despair.
Oh my god.
It indicates
Is
that
the
you
old
are...
lady gonna die?
So here we go. When this card...
It's a weird
the
story.
old lady's gonna die. An old lady is gonna benevolently come into your
you've been
life.
self-sacrificing for a while, then you're gonna return to tradition, then a fucking old lady's gonna swoop in and save you from all your problems, and now you're
then
consumed with
loss
all
and
sorrow,
despair.
all negative emotion.
When this card appears, it indicates that you are focusing on the negative. This may be the result of some
Ooh.
sort of trauma or unwelcome change you have suffered. It's
All
a
right,
little
trauma
strong.
gets thrown around way
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
That's
No.
not what that word means.
But we are,
It's
I
really
can
trauma.
say that I'm definitely focusing on the negative.
That's
of this.
fair.
Like, I see the house. That's the only positive that I can see out of this. And so then...
It's lucky that you have a choice, that he can work,
Well,
that it's
and-
an option.
And also, it would
Um,
be great for him. Going back to work and not staying home
Your
can
kids don't
be
have
a
any like
really
special
good
needs
thing.
or anything that like require extra special
Yeah,
care.
yeah, I'm not doing
You have
that.
access
No,
to education.
bless- whatever.
No, I mean I'm grasping at straws here.
Right.
There isn't a lot of good. There's literally mice shitting on your counters because your neighbors are trash.
As such, the card can signify heartbreak, divorce, separation.
Carlos
Jesus.
leaves with the old lady. That's what's gonna happen.
To
Leaving you with all the
appear to have
kids.
suffered recent bereavements.
Aw, miss Grandma.
Yeah.
Well, you're always gonna miss her though.
Emotional baggage and instability. This
don't
feel
like-
right.
No, none of this reading feels right. See, I should have shuffled and you should have cut.
The figure depicted is crying over the spilt cups.
Maybe you should get high.
Maybe
just
the
gonna
solution.
Interject really helpful things every time you stop talking.
Money and career. Okay. In career, no, it's not really. Well, Carlos's career.
You're focusing on that you don't have enough money.
Yeah. We
The
don't
lack
have
of
enough
money.
money.
And I think it's you that told me, like, the universe gives you what you focus on, and if you're focusing on a scarcity or lack of money,
Yep.
that's what the universe is going to keep giving you. So start telling yourself that you're super rich and grateful for it,
So
and you'll manifest it.
Here's something that I've been throwing around.
Okay.
I'm like, this is how things have to go.
Okay.
He has to work.
Oh.
And then after he works for whatever it is, a set period of time, and he's making this much money,
Yeah.
then it will be this, and then it will be this.
You are a
and
little
then the
type
house.
A. Yeah.
And I wonder to myself, because I feel like there are people who are just like, there's a thing that I want, and I'm gonna go get it because I'm not gonna live my life not having. If it's this house, right?
Are you thinking of a specific house? You keep saying the
No.
house. Is it the concept of, like, a single family home away?
It's like having a home, making it a home. I don't want to wait too long.
No, if
And
the kids are young,
I want
get
them
them
to
settled as
have
soon as
this
possible.
place that is their home.
like, they don't even remember this house, really.
Because I distinctly remember leaving what felt like home and going to new places, and it was fine. The new places were fine, and they wound up becoming a form of home.
But the way you just described it is leaving home.
Yeah, and I don't want
That's
that.
sad for
I
kids.
want them
That
to
makes me sad for
arrive at
you.
home. I want them to.
This is home. The landing
and
spot.
it's going to be a place that has like woods and a place for them to play while they
You've
still
always
play.
said that you want like a
Like I
backyard
want them
and
to
woods
be
for
able,
your kids.
yeah. I want to tell me when they're going to the stop sign
Yeah.
half a block away. Like
Come back.
I
when
want them
the
to
sun sets.
have a childhood that is spent
Is
outside,
safe and free and
and that I don't have to be there the whole time, like
Right.
watching them and
it's
hovering.
safe.
So I want that sooner rather than later, and
Right.
I wonder if it is something that I could do, but I am putting this idea of it has to be this kind of way before we can do it,
You're too tied to the outcome, or yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
right? Like maybe we
You're
could
not open to other ways to like get
to
this
other
home.
ways, right? Like maybe we could
Other
actually
paths.
afford it. Like maybe we could.
Maybe you could
Because
talk to somebody. That's true. You don't know that for sure.
Like,
that you
and-
need two incomes.
and
You might be able to do it.
so I don't know.
It just might have to be like a fixer-upper kind of house. Like it's not going to look the way you want. You're going to have to pour
Right,
money
well,
in
which
later.
is fine. You know that I'm all
Right.
for that. Like I don't want a house that
Exactly.
comes all done up anyways.
No, you want to be able to customize it, but it might like not have as much land, or it might be further away than you think. Like there might be sacrifices in this vision that you aren't anticipating, but maybe this is like a indication for you to just get more information. Maybe there are other paths. Isn't like a whole thing in Buddhism, like don't be too tied to the outcome of things.
Yeah, right.
Like don't be
that's-
too invested in that. Just be open to it. Like this is what you want, and this is what you're working towards. However you get that, whenever you get that, is fine.
And there are people who live their whole lives just like, nope, that's the thing I want, so I'm gonna go do it, and it'll all kind of
Oh yeah,
like figure, and then shit like kind of comes together, or it doesn't. But
creates
they're
new problems,
also
and it
okay with it not coming together. exactly how
because
they-
they're not too
yep.
tied. Like once I get this house, then I'm gonna be happy and everything's gonna be perfect. I think that's what it like the tied to the outcome thing is. Like my happiness is dependent on this. But no, I think everything you're saying is really logical. You want this kind of upbringing for your kids. They're still young. Moving there when you're 16 is going to be really disruptive. Really fucking disruptive. And it might be, at this point, a little disruptive to Javi, but not really. Like, it felt like everything was going to change. I do remember that.
Everything
little nugget.
changes. Moving makes everything
Yes.
change. Anyone who says that it doesn't,
No.
That's-
Moving is
that's
ranked
why
up
we
there
do it.
with
Like-
one of life's, like, most, like, divorce and death.
right? Like I keep telling
Moving is
myself,
hard.
like stop making this such a big deal.
It's
But
a
then
huge
again,
fucking
it's
deal.
A huge fucking
It's
deal.
a lot of money.
And it's a lot of money, and so many things are tied into it.
Yeah.
Like school and family, and because I'm like, well, we'll move further away, but then we're gonna be away from our family, from all the people we see all the time.
Right, it's
and
gonna
is
be harder
that
for me to come
okay?
up and see
right.
you.
Like it's a
But
huge
also-
thing. But also, like
the way you're...
But then I'm like, what if we move to fucking Harper's Ferry, West Virginia? I love
Yes,
that
me
place.
too. I'll go there with you.
I love that place, but
But-
it's so far.
and
like it changed. It'll drastically change the way we live our lives.
It will. It's 40-minute, like, you're going to have to plan grocery store trips. Like, play dates with the kids are going to have to be really carefully planned because they're not going to be able to run up the street. They will have, like, a big yard to play. But also, you're looking at this, like, it's going to be the last fucking house you buy.
Exactly.
At least until the kids are all four of them are out of the house.
Forever. I can't imagine, like, I have never wanted to... I have 4 kids. This is the life that I've chosen.
Right.
I want to find a place.
And
this is going to
stay
make me
there.
cry.
Aww.
I want to find a place.
No, go ahead.
Nope. I'm going to try not to cry.
Why?
Oh, no, because, like, whatever. I'm going to find a place that is home, that they will always think of as home, and that they will always come back to, and that they will have their kids come back to. That's what
beautiful.
You get out of, like, the
sacrifices
that you make for having kids and, you know, doing this
Maybe
thing.
Maybe that's the tradition.
Is
that Christmas is always
what you get.
Your Bobby Brandon. I like that.
And so there's
you
so
want to build
many
a strong
paths.
family foundation, and a home is a big part of that.
It's important for everyone.
I agree.
It but also there is a way to overthink things to death so that like you're just kind of fucking with your life by overthinking this so much.
And maybe acting before you need to.
Yeah.
I do think life does have a way of kind of hitting people, like me at least, in the face and like forcing my hand on a decision one way or the other. Or just clearing out what isn't working and like what's muddying the waters.
Right. Or you make a decision and you adapt, right?
Like,
you can't sit down and fucking be like, well, this is exactly
things
how
can happen out of order.
Go.
Like maybe he starts working and you're kind of forced to do a daycare situation temporarily.
For a little while. Yeah, we've talked about that. All right.
You know, things can happen. Should we do another card?
No, that's what's been on my mind. It's your turn now.